If you're running a side hustle right now and you haven't formed an LLC, every dollar that you make is tied directly to your personal name. That means if a client sues you, they're coming after your car, your savings account, and your house. It's not a scare tactic, that's just how sole proprietor liability works. Here's the other side of it. Once you do form an LLC, a whole set of tax write-offs becomes available that you can't cleanly claim as a sole proprietor. Home office, equipment, software, mileage, even health insurance premiums if you're self-employed. That's what this video is about. What's going on, everyone? My name's Eric Hunsaker, and on this channel, we go through business services and get straight to the point. So let's get into it. Sole proprietor versus LLC. What's actually at stake? So most side hustles start as sole proprietorships by default. You don't file anything, you just start making money and report it on your personal tax return. Pretty simple, but simple has a cost. As a sole proprietor, there's no legal separation between you and your business. If your freelance client claims that you damaged their reputation, if a customer says the product you sold caused them harm, if a business dispute goes sideways, your personal assets are on the table. An LLC creates what's called limited liability. The business becomes its own legal entity. If something goes wrong with the business, creditors and plaintiffs can go after the business's assets, not your personal bank account. That separation is the whole point. Now, here's something that people get wrong about this. Forming an LLC does not automatically change how you're taxed. A single member LLC is taxed as a sole proprietor by default. The IRS treats it as a pass-through. Your business income flows to your personal tax return the same way it did before. So you're not changing your tax bracket by forming the LLC. What you are changing is what you can cleanly and defensibly deduct, and that's where the real financial value is. The write-offs that open up. So let me walk through the main deductions that become much more defensible once you're operating as a registered LLC with a separate business bank account and proper records. Home office deduction. If you have a dedicated space in your home used exclusively for business, you can deduct a percentage of your rent or mortgage, utilities, and internet based on the square footage of that space relative to your total home. The keyword is exclusively. A guest bedroom that you occasionally work in doesn't count. A room you use only for business does. Phone and internet. If you use your phone and internet connection for business purposes, a percentage of those monthly costs are deductible, but keep it reasonable. If it's 60% business use, claim 60%. Overclaiming is how you attract audit attention. Equipment, laptop, camera, microphone, monitor, external hard drive. If you bought it for business use, it's deductible. Under Section 179, you can often deduct the full cost in the year you bought it rather than depreciating it over several years. Software subscriptions, design tools, project management software, email marketing platforms, accounting software, any tool you're paying for monthly to run the business, those are deductible. Education and courses. If you took a course, bought a book, or paid for a certification that is directly related to your side hustle, that's a business expense. Directly related is the qualifier. A general interest course doesn't qualify. Mileage. Every business-related drive is deductible. Client meetings, picking up supplies, going to a co-working space. The IRS sets a standard mileage rate each year, so keep a mileage log. If you don't track it, you can't claim it. Marketing and advertising, website hosting, domain registration, paid ads, social media tools, business cards, all of it counts. Health insurance premiums. So this one matters if you're self-employed and you pay for your own health insurance. You may be able to deduct 100% of those premiums from your taxable income. This is one of the more significant deductions available to self-employed people, and it always gets overlooked. Startup costs. Under IRC Section 195, you can deduct up to $5,000 in startup costs in your first year of business. That covers things like formation fees, legal advice, and initial marketing expenses that you incurred before the business was technically open. So here's the mid-video moment I want to make sure you stick around for. All of these write-offs are available to sole proprietors too, technically. But here's what the LLC structure actually does for you. When you have a separate business bank account, a separate business credit card, and a registered legal entity, every transaction is clean. Your business expenses are clearly separated from your personal spending. That makes the deductions easier to document and much easier to defend if you're ever audited. So without that separation, you're trying to reconstruct business expenses from a personal bank account that also has your grocery runs and Netflix Netflix subscription in it. That's where people get into trouble. How to actually form the LLC. So the process is actually super straightforward. You file articles of organization with your state. You pay the state filing fee, which varies by state. Some states are as low as $50, others are a lot higher. You get your LLC name approved, and you're registered. There are a few ways to do this. You can file directly with your state's Secretary of State website, or you can use a formation service that handles the filing for you and includes a registered agent. So a registered agent is a requirement in every state. The registered agent is the official point of contact for your business. They receive legal notices, service of process, and state compliance documents on your behalf. They also keep you on top of annual report deadlines, which matter because missing those can cost your LLC's good standing. Now, for side hustlers who want this done right without spending hours on it, I recommend using Northwest Registered Agent. They handle the filing for $39 plus your state's filing fee, and registered agent service is included for that first year. That's the formation step. So when you're ready to actually do this, we've got the link for you down in the description below. After you form the LLC, you need an EIN. That stands for Employer Identification Number. It's essentially a social security number for your business. You get it from the IRS website for free. It takes about 10 minutes. Then you open a business bank account. This is not optional if you want your write-offs to hold up. A lot of banks and credit unions offer free business checking for LLCs. Get the account, get a business debit or credit card, and from that point forward, every business expense runs through the business account. Every personal expense runs through your personal account. Never mix them. Quarterly taxes. Once you're making money from your side hustle, you need to be aware of quarterly estimated taxes. The IRS doesn't withhold taxes from self-employment income the way an employer does. That means you're responsible for paying those taxes yourself 4 times a year. The threshold is if you expect to owe $1,000 or more in taxes from your side hustle income for the year, you're required to make quarterly estimated payments. The due dates are typically mid-April, mid-June, mid-September, and mid-January. If you skip these and pay it all at tax time, you may owe a penalty on top of what you owe. Not catastrophic, but avoidable. The standard approach is to set aside 25 to 30% of every payment you receive from your side hustle into a separate savings account and use that to make your quarterly payments. Self-employment tax runs 15.3% on top of your regular income tax rate, so planning for that number matters. Annual compliance. Most states require LLCs to file an annual report and pay an annual fee to stay in good standing. The frequency, deadline, and cost vary by state. Some states are once a year. Some require a biennial filing. The fees range from a few dollars to a few hundred. If you miss the deadline, your state can administratively dissolve your LLC. At that point, you lose the liability protection you set the whole thing up for. Your registered agent service handles the reminders for this, which is one of the practical reasons to have one rather than managing it yourself by being your own registered agent. Bottom line on whether it's worth it. Here's the thing. If your side hustle is generating any real income, the LLC is almost always worth it. The liability protection alone justifies the filing cost in most cases. The tax structure doesn't change dramatically on day one, but having clean, documented, separated business finances makes everything at tax time cleaner, faster, and more defensible. You're not trying to game the tax code. You're trying to operate like a real business because at some point, your side hustle either becomes your main income or it stays a side income. Either way, it deserves the real structure. And look, the write-offs are a benefit, not the whole reason to form an LLC, but they're real. And they add up when you're tracking everything properly and running expenses through a dedicated business account. Starting right costs less than you think. That's worth doing early. That's the honest breakdown of starting an LLC for a side hustle and the write-offs that come with it. If you're ready to form your LLC, Northwest Registered Agent is in the description below. $39 plus your state fees, registered agent included for the first year. And if you found this video useful, make sure to subscribe to the channel. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you here in the next video.